welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Happy Monday to everyone joining us live, and happy day to everyone watching us over on YouTube or in the VODs. It's great to have you here. And a big happy birthday to Amelia Tyler.
Oh, thank you very much. I am many odd.
Let's go and say hey. Yay. Many odd. Let's go and say hey to you and see how you're doing today.
I'm doing very well. I have had a lovely birthday. I had a really fun stream with Jay last night, and then I've been doing woodwork with my dad today.
Oh,
using tools that are older than me. But it's been really nice. Thank you to everybody who came out last night. I don't birthday well, so it's been really weird having a very nice one. And
in honor of your birthday, Amelia, I would like to give you a bonus dice to use at any point today during the show. This is a bonus dice. And Nuno, it was your birthday over the weekend, so happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
How are you doing, friend?
All right. It was an intense Sunday because my birthday was on Saturday, but now Monday I'm fully recovered. So ready to come full force to the game and see what will happen. Please, can my birthday present be not kill me? Maim, sure. Emotional trauma, okay. Kill, maybe not. We'll see.
What he said.
I think I'm going to give you a bonus dice as well.
Damn it. Okay, fine.
You always know just what to give us.
I do. And always special to me, the wonderful Shauna. Hi, friend.
Hey. Oh my god. Yeah. Excited to be back, but also a little bit scared because of the hunt. The hunt seems ominous. And Adeline's really mad, so just happy to be back.
Not sure what could be ominous about a hunt that you decided to arrange.
You can hunt a lot of things. Not a lot of good things.
Now there's a tagline. You can hunt a lot of things, not a lot of good things. Speaking of good things, who doesn't want no scrub?
Don't want no scrubs. I'm super excited to be back. Really hype, really hype. Charlie, I don't know if you know, but today is also my birthday, and I really just want one of those bonus dice, if you don't mind. Thanks.
Unfortunately, Susanna Grace, I know when your birthday is, and it is not today.
Well, it was worth a shot.
But I will be remembering that wonderful -1 keep dice that Lady Purple donated last week. I will also be remembering nemesis that lurk, as well as old family rivalries. But before we jump into today's show, I do want to shout out Sam, who is not here with us today, but will be back in next week. Jaime is off to King's Landing. One last shout out to remind you to hit that retweet if you'd like to give one of our wonderful players a boon. That is the prize today. 20 retweets, 30 retweets, 40 retweets. Those boons will be unlocked. And you in chat will be able to vote in a poll on who gets the reward. I already mentioned in the tunnel, but I will mention again, we are partnering with World Anvil this season. And I've already begun slowly putting things onto the Crownlands. I've scheduled in a ton of time tomorrow to update and add a lot more things. So hopefully, if you look on it tomorrow, that will be there for you to check out. All of the links and information will be on our Discord in the Crownlands channel. So please do go and check that out. Before we dive into today's show, though, I should hand over to past Charlie for some information about our other sponsors. Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com. And we are back, so please do be sure to check out Wayland Games, Fantasy Grounds, and Tabletop Loot for dice, war games, board games, and virtual tabletops. Whew. I'm excited. I need to calm down. I just want to do everything at like 1,000 miles per hour today. But I did watch not last week's, the week before's episode last night, and I had the best time watching everyone have conversations with Tala. Tala was the hot button topic, and her pending marriage to Wendell Gaunt, the nemesis of House Tremaine. I think this is a good point, though, to go around and talk to each of the players about the agendas they have for their character. And I'd like you to outline a short-term goal, something that you'd like to kind of try and resolve within this session or the next 2 sessions. And we'll be establishing that as your player agenda. I would also like to take this moment to remind you all about how destiny points work. For no reason. Other than, it's important that you understand these rules and things. So for our new rule set, destiny points work as follows. You can spend a destiny point to give yourself a +1 keep dice. You can ignore the effect of a drawback for 1 exchange. You can take a second action during an exchange. Or you can add a detail to a scene to help you. This is a relatively big detail. So keep that in mind as a more narrative thing. If you burn a destiny point, i.e. give it up forever, you can convert all bonus dice into test dice for the roll that you're making. You can add a +5 to your test result, or you can decide the consequences of your own defeat, or you can permanently remove a drawback or gain a benefit. Some of these are the same as rules as written, and some of these we've tweaked slightly to make destiny points a little bit better because they are the top currency within our game. I will, of course, remind you as well, you have family destiny, which is based upon your influence points. I believe currently you have 2 family destiny points. And you can use these pretty much the same way, but only in circumstances where your household influence would have a bearing. This is basically you're throwing the weight of your family into what you're doing in this intrigue or in the situation. It probably won't help you against gravity, unfortunately.
What a shame.
Why are you telling us that specific detail, Charlie? This is making me very nervous.
Susie, you look like you're scheming already. What is Allegra's agenda?
Allegra's agenda is to make very good friends with the young Lord Velaryon. To really solidify that relationship between the 2 houses, if I could. I'll begin to make one.
Okay, I would like you to put this in a more mechanical term for me. I.e., you want to improve his disposition towards you in a specific way, or you want to seduce him? Or...
No. Nothing that low just yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, so you want to improve his disposition towards you or the house.
Yes.
Correct? Okay, perfect. Esther, what is your agenda?
Today's agenda will be to make sure that the Wyls go away from our household with a lot of motivation to speak good about our horses in Dorne, and maybe get more customers to come here and pick up the horses. We'll see. Mechanically,
Sounds good.
probably same thing that you mentioned.
Kind of forge an alliance.
Yeah.
Okay, or a trade deal. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And Amelia, what is Tala's agenda?
I think it's much the same as it was last week, to do what she can to avoid this marriage with the Gaunt. But she's following Allegra's instructions at the moment. She has been heavily influenced. So I'm not sure. Would that be more of a pressing need, or would it be to just not be torn between Allegra and Asta?
I think if I were you and outlining this agenda, because I try to make agendas actionable, I would say my agenda is to work towards escaping the marriage to Wendell Gaunt, and to decide which sibling to trust.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
You could, of course, decide to trust both of them. That's always a secret option. But, yeah. That's
Sounds
probably
good to
how I
me.
phrase it. I try to make it, nice and clearly actionable so I can do ticks
Yeah.
at the end of the session. And
Cool.
Shauna, what is Adeline's goal?
Overall goal is to keep our young lord safe. More immediate goal is show that we will not be pushed around by the Gaunts if they show up to the hunt.
Okay.
Ooh.
Awesome. That sounds good to me. We are just 4 retweets away from a player boon. I will be keeping an eye on that. Thank you all so much for those retweets. Let people know we're here and why you show. Speaking of the show, I think it's about time we begin. So, the morning has been busy and it's bright, and so far all is going well. Bryce Rushton has located the deer and pheasant that you will be hunting for the day, and you stand waiting around for the arrival of the Wyls, who are coming from King's Landing a day later than originally arranged, but it was understandable. The Maester Horace has been busy. You've seen the ravens flying in and out of his little corner of Famine's Hold. And as you settle in your various locations around the hold, it begins to rain. Bright, sparkling, large drops of spring showers. And it thunders through a patchy, poorly kept roof, dripping into your main hall. Allegra, where are you as this happens?
So it's the day of the hunt. And Allegra is getting prepared. She loves a hunt. So she's all dressed ready for it. She's probably spoken to Bryce, or she's on her way to speaking to Bryce about the hunt itself, as something she's very intrigued in. So wherever Bryce is, she'll be on her way to him.
Okay, and with you at Famine's Hold, you have a charge, Danella Dorsey, your stepdaughter. What have you done with Danella this morning?
What have I done with Danella?
How do you solve a problem like Danella?
I don't know. I've thought about it. She's probably she probably thinks that Danella isn't really super into the hunt, so she's given her the choice of whether she wants to accompany her or not. So it depends on what Danella would like to do today.
So my question for you is, do you give Danella the impression that she has a choice or that you have a preference? Or is it an open question of, Danella, what do you want to do?
Yeah, actually, I think maybe it is, because Allegra really enjoys the hunt, and I don't think part of in the back of her mind, she doesn't want to be thinking like, where is Danella during this whole thing, you know? So it's genuinely, what do you want to do? You don't have to come if you don't want to.
And Danella will indicate to you that she'd rather stay indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Question about the castle, Famine's Hold. Do we have any sort of like library or sort of study area where I could deposit Danella so she can nerd out?
I would say there would be kind of a room where you keep records and kind of annals, and maybe some books bought from King's Landing that Jaime's collected, and other members of the family who have been interested in studying things. It's not a full formal library, but you have the room with the books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Danella, Allegra lets Danella know that there is that space available to her if she wants. The house has servants if she needs anything. And for her to just relax and have a good day. I feel like I was in a good mood.
Allegra's in a good mood. Thank you so much, Architect Origins, for that donation. I'll take a look at that in a moment. So Allegra is on her way to Bryce Rushton in the stables. Asa, you've already been down here. You've had conversations with Jaime today, with Bryce, and I believe young Lord Velaryon nearly walked through you as he'd come out of the stables, having been given a horse by Bryce. Are you still at the stables as Allegra comes out?
Probably. Yeah. I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, so Allegra, as you cross the courtyard, it is thundering down with heavy droplets of icy rain, which make the world kind of bright and silvery as they pool in puddles across this kind of cobbled area. Do you continue at a ladylike pace across the courtyard, or do you make a dash for the roof of the stables?
I think she has like a little cloak that she has slung up, and she pulls the hood up, and moves a little bit faster than she usually does. She doesn't run, because that's not very ladylike, but there's a little hop to her step.
There's some haste. Okay.
A little bit of haste.
So Asta, you see Allegra come dashing at a ladylike pace into the stables.
Wave in her general direction.
Good
Wait for
morning,
her to
brother.
approach. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm quite well.
What brings you here so early?
Well, I heard somewhere that a very bright, intelligent soul had suggested a hunt, and that we were to go on one today.
Absolutely, but why are you at the stables? Are you gonna check on your horse? Curious
Well,
to see what we're
typically-
hunting?
Typically, when one does go out on a hunt, one does ride a horse. Yes. So I'm here
Oh.
to...
Really?
Look,
I should brush up
Asta-
on my knowledge. I thought we were walking. Whoa, what? This is insane.
Look, I have been away for some time, but I still remember how to hunt.
Good. It'll be fun. At
Mm.
least sounds like it'll be fun. But maybe I should go back to the castle. Need to go through the list of guests again, see if anything can be gained. You know, the usual.
Wow, that's almost shrewd of you, Asta.
No. I mean, we invited them. We want them to have a good time. Just that.
A good time indeed, yes. And if there were any sort of negotiations to be had, that would also be, what? A positive note?
Well, that's just part of it. I mean, every gathering has a fair bit of negotiation, no?
Quite. Tell me, have you seen our brother?
Yes, he was just here earlier. Context. At this point, I guess
So,
Aster knows that. Yeah.
Jaime would have come back a short while after your conversation and told you, I'm going to King's Landing.
Okay.
You would have seen him have a conversation with Diffan, kind of across the courtyard, some nods exchanged, and something passed between them. And Jaime's not long probably left on his horse back down the path.
I'm afraid he had to go on important business back to King's Landing, so I don't think he's joining us for the hunt. Unfortunately, but more pressing matters, I guess.
Well, good for him, I guess.
I mean, it is what he likes, so I guess, yeah.
It's good for us, too.
I hope so, yeah. I think it is. Should be.
Asta, you need to use Jaime more.
Use?
He's very useful.
Yes, he is. And resourceful.
And right now...
And smart.
Yes, he is, yes. But right now he's twiddling his thumbs in King's Landing when he goes there, when he's not being summoned, of course. He's been doing nothing in the years I've been gone. He is a Targaryen. He has a position. He has some power. He has some privilege in the court.
He does.
Use
but
that.
It took him a while to get to the position where he's at now. I feel like now he's in a good spot to aid us as well. So, yes, maybe we should start capitalizing on that as well.
Make sure he remembers that.
No, I'm sure he does. But you're right. Thank you. That's a very good idea. See? That's why you should be here more often. You know what you're talking about. Well, anything else I can help you with?
I do want you to remember what we did speak about at King's Landing, just while we're on the subject of sorting out this mess that we're in. It would behoove you to speak to the young Lord Velaryon, the Lords Wyl, when they arrive, about potential family members that they may have. Brothers with unwed daughters, perhaps? Cousins, nieces, in need of a husband, yes?
Allegra, I have put some thoughts into what you said already, and I think you may have certain amount of reason to what you say, and I am considering it, but let's see. First, I want to be in a position where we're a bit more stable, and once that happens, then maybe we can aim higher. Who knows?
Well, aiming high is good, but just know for every day that passes, every month, year that passes where you are unwed, you paint a larger and larger target upon your back, baby brother, as all they need to do is get rid of you, and the house falls to someone else. And it won't be any of us.
I know. I guess you're right, but one step at a time. But I promise you, I'll try and think about it harder. Maybe if it comes into conversation, I will discuss it.
All right. Just bear it in mind.
I will.
Good.
Anyway,
right, well,
I think
I'm
you're...
going to brush down Cinder and get ready for the hunt. You do your thing, and I'll see you soon.
Yep. See you soon. You'll be fun. I think it'll be a good thing.
So you don't have to work so hard to convince me, as she walks off to her stall to brush down her horse.
Walk away, shout into the distance. Well, if I convince you, maybe I can convince the others better. And walk away.
Okay. Adeline, you have been establishing additional patrols and spotters around the lands of Famine's Hold, following the note you received from House Gaunt from the mysterious D. As you are kind of on your way back from setting the men to their posts, to their watches, you see on the approaching road from King's Landing a number of riders in a retinue. What would Adeline do?
I think she's been on the warpath ever since that letter came in. She's just in a foul mood. And I think she's going to ride up and just kind of intending on escorting the riders in.
Okay, so you ride out to meet them. And you'll recognize from the tournament the very noticeable helm of the Scorpion, the Dornish knight, the Wyl, who had rode before the strange mystery rider brought an end to the tournament of the Hand of the King. Alongside him, the young gambling man, another Wyl, another Dornishman, and a number of others in their retinue that you would assume are servants, sworn knights, and the like. It's probably a group of 6 or so men.
Alright. Oh, good to see you, Lord Wyl. How was your trip?
The Scorpion gives a nod to you, and his chattier compatriot greets you. Hello. Lady Adeline, I believe.
Yes.
Your reputation follows you and precedes you.
I hope not. But you're here now. You just made it just in time for the hunt. I'm sure our Lord will be delighted to see you.
Yes, there has been quite the stir with news of the hunt so soon after the Hand of the King's tournament has such drama.
Well, our Asters certainly thought that it would be a statement to have a hunt. Something about family power and whatnot. But we should go. At least get you under a roof. In auspicious rain.
Is that what you believe?
certainly makes for an unpleasant ride. Makes the animals harder to hunt. Makes the horses have to work harder. It's inconvenient. I don't think it has any great points.
You know your land and your horses. Let's go.
All right. I'll make time. Find you some drinks, get you acquainted, and I'll notify Lord Asher that you're here.
A race to the hold.
She's kind of like, oh, as you wish. Let's do.
He laughs, and a couple of the men behind him laugh, and he kicks his horse into motion, charging up the road past you. The Scorpion Knight follows, although in slightly less haste than his brother. What do you do?
She's kind of not generally in the mood. She's gonna try and like make it seem like she's trying, but I don't think she's like, she has other things that are kind of like on her mind right now. So she's gonna ride, but like she's not gonna push Swift too hard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I won't ask you to make a ride check in that case. You hear the retinue begin to sing. It's more of a shout and return style song about horses and Dornishmen. You may fill in the flavor as you like. And they charge across the land, and it's a thunderous fall of hooves against relatively firm earth. And you can hear this, Allegra and Asta, as the retinue, along with your cousin, approaches the hold.
Allegra just mumbles to herself, bloody Dornish, as she's brushing her horse down.
I think at this point, Asta would hurry up back to the hold, probably through one of the side entrances, and order people to, or the servants to like welcome everything. And English is hard. Direct the Wyls to the main hall, and he would just be sitting on the dragon claw thingy chair.
Okay. Yeah, on the Lord's seat in the hall.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like you to make a status reading check for me.
Okay. Let me check what that would be. Yep.
And don't forget to include your head of house benefit.
Yeah. That would be... Yeah. A 15.
On a 15, the servants are lively and attentive. You can see that they've dressed up for the occasion, knowing there are important guests coming. A large barrel of wine is wheeled up from the cellar and set to the side in the hall, ready to be poured. And the maester has made himself present and taken a seat at the Great Hall's table. Tala. You can sense the bustle in the air. You can hear the thunderous approach of hooves, even despite the cacophony of the rain hitting the hole in the roof and tumbling down and through the old stones of Hammond Hold. Where are you and what are you doing?
I think I would be in my bedroom having a very small nervous breakdown, because the riding itself does not bother me at all. That's not an issue. But being on show in any way, I think that makes me nervous. I'm very aware that we're trying to put on a good front for some very important people now that I realize who they are. And I'm scared that I'm going to let the side down. So I think I'll have two outfits laid out on the bed, and I'll still be in my shift, just looking between the two of them like, I don't know how to make this decision.
And I think it's in this moment that Danella knocks on your chamber door.
My eyes will go wide for a second. I'm going to open it, but just like pop my head round.
And the young girl just smiles. brightly at you, her hands clasped behind her back.
Hello. Can I help? Sorry.
She peers kind of around you towards the dresses and then back at you.
You want to come in?
She nods.
All right. Let her in and get these vivid flashbacks of when Allegra was here. Of that sort of how sisterly that was.
Mm-hmm.
I am unprepared for that again.
And Danella strokes the fabric of the two dresses that have been laid out and admires the arrangement of your personal effects on your dressing table. The maid, who's kind of been in here in a corner, being a maid and waiting to be called to help you, kind of moves to the side to tend to the hearth. And Danella pushes up towards the window and peers out. She points. Your room has a view of the stables and down to the riding paths beyond. And she points down towards the approaching men.
What is it?
She turns and looks excited at you and then back to the road.
You're looking forward to the hunt?
She nods.
Me too. Well, once we're out there, I suppose it's this bit, it's not so much fun. It's so much easier when somebody's not watching.
Danella looks around the room conspicuously as if to ask who's watching.
Oh, no, not here, not you. I have a habit of maybe doing foolish things, and I don't want to let anybody down, so it's easier to ride on my own. They're all very important.
Reaches out and doesn't hesitate in taking your hand and giving it a squeeze, and she leads you to the bed to look at the dresses again.
All right, we're doing this then. Good.
She tilts her head from side to side, looking at one and then the other and then at you, before she settles and decides on one, holding it up against her as if to show you your own dress.
That one?
She nods.
Okay. I feel a little bit like I'm in a slightly strange dream, but I will pick that one and go to get dressed. Kind of just occasionally stealing glances at her.
She sits patiently at your dressing table, waiting for you to be finished. The maid tying up the corset strings, laces, and making sure you are properly dressed for the hunt, setting to one side your riding boots.
Right. Is that all right?
She frowns, looking you up and down, and then reaches into a concealed pocket in her dress and pulls out something glittering in silver. It's a necklace, and down hanging from it a crescent moon. She holds it out to you.
Oh, that's pretty. Thank you.
She enthusiastically helps pull back your hair so that you can fasten the clasp.
Oh, well, that's pretty. Thank you.
She kind of touches by her collarbone as if to indicate it's hers. And then she'll touch the crescent moon against your skin and smile.
This means something.
She nods.
Make sure I bring it back.
She nods more emphatically.
Even if I'm not in one piece, then I'm sure this will be.
She grows more serious and concerned, taking both your hands and locks eyes with you. Shakes her head.
I'm not going... What? You don't... I'm confused. I'm sorry.
She sighs as well.
We should draw pictures sometimes. It's easier to make it make sense without having to use words. I get so...
Danella smiles.
Complicated.
And nods in an agreement. Words are complicated.
Right.
She looks to your dressing table. Would Tala have any writing implements or any paper or...
I think she'd have what she needs for basic communication, but I think most of the time it was used for... She was supposed to be writing a letter to somebody because she'd been told to, you know, like you get told to write Christmas letters saying thank you to relatives and things. But most of the time she'd start off and then get distracted because she was sitting by the window, so there'd be all sorts of little bits of doodles and ink stains. Yeah, she's not a neat penman.
Seems to consider the option of writing you a note to explain her thoughts, but her attention is grabbed again by voices in the courtyard. As out of breath, the Dornishmen have come charging in, and they greet their hosts with fervor and song.
Oh, I should get ready. Oh, so late. I sit on the bed to put my boots on. Right, okay, it's all going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Whatever happens, it's going to be fine. Are you coming out?
She shakes her head.
At least you'll stay dry, I suppose. Okay, I'll kind of touch the necklace and wish me luck.
She kind of strokes a bit of your warm brown red hair, smiles, and goes to your bedroom door, opening it for you.
Thank you. I had this for a while. I didn't realize how much I missed it. Right. Okay. Have a nice day. Bye. And kind of get nervous, caught up in that moment of honesty, and just kind of bustle off because I don't know how to end this conversation.
And you bustle off and down the stairs towards the great foyer, which opens out onto the courtyard. And there you see Lord Velaryon staring out, unsure himself of what to do as the Dornishmen have arrived. But let's pan to Asta and Adeline and Allegra, who are out and about. What do you all do as the Wyls arrive in the courtyard?
Asta would probably wait, like direct the servants to direct them inside the castle to the grand hall, and then be awaiting them there, sitting on the lord's seat, with probably some food and the wine you mentioned all ready to receive them.
And Allegra out by the stables.
Allegra is gonna wait until they're all inside, and then she's gonna come in afterwards.
Okay. And Adeline, the escort.
I think as soon as they get within the hold, she's just going to curtly just she's just right inside. You'll excuse me, I have business to take care of. Ready for the hunt. Enjoy your stay here. Good luck on the hunt. She's gonna just kind of tersely just turn around and just head out maybe to the stables to get ready.
Good luck to you as well.
Just walk off.
Okay. Bastian kicks off the mud from his riding boots, and he follows the inclination of the servants. He greets Diffan in the foyer with a smile, and Tala. My lady.
Oh, hello. I hope everybody's been looking after you all right. Are you excited?
It was a very fine ride across your lands. I thank you for your accommodation.
I glance around like almost, I need an adult. I don't understand the politics of this situation or the many ways in which I could put my foot in it. I'm very glad to hear that. I do hope the weather will clear up though.
I am sure that if you wish it, it will be so.
You haven't been here long, have you?
I have noticed that things here up north tend to be a little wetter than where I
Almost
am
constantly. But you learn to like it after a while, I suppose.
Perhaps if you northerners laughed a little more and cried a little less, the sky would do the same.
I shall do my very best to find out if that's true.
I would be glad to help.
Rabbit in headlights. Instant. No clue. Bright red.
Diffan next to you kind of always has the same reaction, a little taken aback by this man's forwardness. And then the scorpion steps in. He's probably 3 to 4 inches taller than Bastian, and he still wears that helmet with tail pointed, arcing sharply down.
Hello, my lord. Have you enjoyed the ride?
And the towering knight pulls off his helmet and reveals a tanned-skinned, dark-haired young man with handsome features, a nose just slightly crooked where it's possibly been broken. It was a pleasant ride.
I'm glad to hear that.
I apologize if my cousin bothers you.
Bother is a very strong word. I'm sorry. Has anybody seen Allegra?
Bastian smiles, amused. And it's Velaryon who kind of comes to your rescue as he suggests that you all step into the hall where he believes Lord Tremaine is waiting.
Oh, yes, I mustn't be late for him. You know what brothers are like, they never let you hear the end of it. Shall we?
I know what sisters are like, too.
Oh?
Bastian kind of smiles conspiratorially at you.
I should like to hear about that.
Oh no, my sister is terrible. You wouldn't like her. Shall we? And they let you lead into the hall as the representative member of the household here. Velaryon just behind, then the 2 brothers Wyl, and then their retinue, who remain kind of boisterous, but they keep their enthusiasm kind of between them in snatched whispers and kind of stifled laughs. And after this is kind of what you see coming into the Great Hall via the main doors.
Yeah, so probably Asser will be sitting on the seat, probably that classic wine goblet kind of situation, waiting for everyone to come in. And as soon as they come in, it was just go, oh, the guests I was just waiting for. Welcome to our household. I hope you had a pleasant journey. and kind of snaps his fingers and gestures the servants to give them some beverages and make them feel comfortable, whatever they need.
Now your hold is in an unkept status, and I'm going to say you don't have a matching set of goblets. There are kind of a couple that are chipped, a couple that just don't match, and the servants do their best to assign goblets of appropriate station, but they have a small problem that you have more guests than they're used to, more lords than they're used to, and there's some kind of side-eyeing going on as they're trying to decide who to give certain goblets to.
So tell me, how was your journey?
Very good. You are not too far from King's Landing. A very opportune position. Bastion addresses you.
Yes, our house has been here for many, many, many years. Old and proud name. How's King's Landing? Is everything recovered from the incident?
There is a lot going on at King's Landing. A lot of talk from a lot of people. And there's some disdain that's not hidden in his commentary.
Well, I guess that's just another normal day in King's Landing, so nothing's changed.
Indeed, they are very slow to take action.
They are. But, well, we're here for a different occasion. Are you excited about the hunt? Are you excited to meet our splendid horses? See them in action?
We are very intrigued to see horses that you believe can outride Sandsteed.
You will see, you will see. I assume you'll be using your own horses, but if you feel like you want to try something else, we can go around the stables, have a look at them, see if you fancy some of them.
I am not sure how far you believe my interest goes in your horses. I am sure they are very attractive.
They are just good. The fastest you can get. Don't get me wrong. They're just prime riding material. But you'll see in the hunt. If you're confused and hesitant to believe me, which I assume you are. I mean, a lot of people have been in that situation before, but that's why you organize these hunts and these events. Show them that, yep, this is what we do.
What is it you believe that we do? The Scorpion asks.
You are excellent riders, and you have one of the finest breeds of horses. But we've mastered and developed a technique of raising horses for generations and generations. Skill and breed is not everything. The way you're brought up, it's also important.
He and Bastion share a look between them. It is very interesting to make your acquaintance, Lord Tremaine. And he gives a nod. I believe we have not had a formal introduction. I am Lord Lord Velaryon Wyl, and this is my cousin, Sir Bastion Wyl.
It is a pleasure to finally formally meet you, and I now formally welcome you to my household. I am Master Tremaine, Lord of House Tremaine. And if you need anything while you stay here, ask anyone. Feel yourselves at home. Just want you to feel comfortable.
Okay, I'd like you to make a persuasion convince test for me, just for the overall conversation that's just happened.
Mm-hmm.
To see how convincing you were in your salesmanship.
Oh no, is the command off again? No, I screwed up. There we go. Oh no.
Oh.
That is
Okay.
annoying. It's very bad.
So on a 9,
Nobody
gave
wants
us
your
this
horses,
thing.
mate.
a conversation you made. All right, Tala, Allegra, Adeline, you may act. Everyone is now in the hall.
Who else
Okay.
can I see in there? Who's seated already? Or is
Seated
everybody just
already
standing?
in the hall is the Maester Horace. He seems to be busy making notes in a ledger. He kind of gave a polite nod as the Wyls came in, but is staying mostly out of the conversation. There's a number of servants and general kind of household folk, but no one of particular status. Everyone else that kind of came in with you is still standing, although they have been furnished with various goblets to drink from.
Thinking back to my conversation with Allegra, I would approach the Maester and try and catch his eye rather than sitting down next to him while he's writing something. Try and get into his eye line.
Lady Tremaine, can I help you? He
I'm
continues
sorry.
to write.
I'm sorry, am I interrupting?
Not at all.
May I sit with you?
Of course. And he'll tidy up a few of his papers and indicate a seat.
Thank you. Quite a few important people here today.
Quite a few people who believe they are important, yes.
It's an interesting thing to say.
He kind of gives you like a half smile, knowing that he shouldn't have said that.
I get the feeling this place isn't what you were expecting.
Not quite, if I am honest. But it has certainly proved interesting.
I'm sure. Did you always want to be a maester?
An interesting question. His eyes go up to the roof of the room, and you can see there's a drip forming on one of the cross beams. And it's kind of lined up nearly perfectly with your guests' heads.
Oh. And I'll stand up and walk towards them. My lords, would you care to sit?
We are a little restless, but yes, why don't we relax and wait for the rain to pass?
And I'll guide them to a seat in the least drippy area, hoping to get them away before their heads get wet.
Won't you join us for a glass of wine, my lady?
I'll glance. Did Asta hear this?
Why don't you make an awareness notice test, Nuno? It wasn't particularly quiet, but if Asta wasn't paying attention, he may not have.
Please pay attention, Asta. I can't deal with this situation.
Okay, you would notice on a 14.
Thank God. So you see my eyes just dart to you with this panic, like, you make this decision, please help.
Muted, Nuno.
Of course you are. I guess Asta would pretend he didn't hear the comment, but then kind of dart his eyes in the direction of the conversation and say, "Ah, Tarla! I see you've made preparations for the hunt already. Are you excited about it? Why don't you tell our guests how excited you are about this?
And I'll shoot him a look. Oh, you prick. and then turn my face back to them, and it's just sweetness and light, and all of that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. And I'll go to sit with them and steal a glance over at the maester, just like, oh God, out of the frying pan. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, if I'm honest. Never feel better than when I'm out in the saddle. Being cooped up here with the weather like this, it's no fun.
Perhaps one day you will ride down the road to our humble home. The deserts are wide and sprawling. I think you would like them.
It's quite a long ride.
I thought you enjoyed nothing more than being in the saddle.
It's a very good point. Maybe one day. I have always wondered what it's like to see other places. It's, everything looks the same here. It must be wonderful to have travelled. Where's your favourite place?
Care to ride south? Your uncle owns many boats, the Scorpion suggests.
I'm not a great fan of the water. I think I prefer my feet on land.
I would very much like to see more of the world as well, Tala. Velaryon kind of chimes in.
Yes? Have you always been...
Of many things, from the Wall to the Iron Islanders, and of course in Essos there's wonders, they say.
I grew up reading books of stories of places like that, of Dawn, of everywhere. I suppose it's all made to sound a lot more like a fairy story, I suppose. But they must come from somewhere.
I believe the Dornish like to tell of wondrous things in Dawn, although I've heard little more than about the sand, I'm afraid.
And I'll tilt my head ever so slightly, like, am I picking up? And then look at the other guests. I'm like, am I in the middle of something here? What's happening? Because I am absolutely unused to this. Yes.
Good.
I've never experienced it, so I couldn't imagine what it's like, but I would have thought too much of the same thing over and over and over. It gets tiresome no matter what it is.
I couldn't have put it better myself. And they're all drinking.
Oh, good. That'll make this better. To travel, though. That must be wonderful.
Why don't we drink to travel? To new roads and new friends.
Oh, I really...
For more cups to be brought over.
I really shouldn't. Not before a ride.
Don't worry, my lady. The Reacher wine is not that strong. Just a sip for good luck.
You are clearly far more of a horseman than I. I know better than to get into the saddle, especially with the weather like this. When I've had a... Besides, I don't...
I have inside information that the sun will shine soon. Someone wills it.
And without realizing I'm saying it, I just go, you are the most peculiar person, aren't you? And then realize what I've said. And go bright red. I mean, I didn't mean it like, oh.
All of the Dornishmen around you laugh and laugh heartily. slapping the backs of their companions, save for the scorpion, who simply takes a drink from his cup and turns his attention to Asta.
I also turn my attention to Asta, like, help me!
Hello, it's diffused situation time.
Tell me, my lord, what is it we are to hunt on your land?
Great question. We wanted to have a certain level of challenge, but we have some people, obviously, that will come with us that are not as experienced as others. So I've opted for a medium difficulty. We will be hunting deer. It will obviously be quite an easy prey for most of us, but, you know, as I said, some people just don't have enough skill. It'll be good. It'll be a good challenge.
I am interested to face whatever challenge you decide to set before me, my lord. He's very dry and not impressed by what you just said.
Could this be the perfect moment for Allegra to just walk in?
Sure, so that's what you hear him say, that he's, looking forward to whatever challenge Asta puts in front of him.
Bam. Allegra just
Thank
swans
you
in.
to James. A crit success for the GM. Thanks, James.
Oh.
Thanks.
So Allegra just walks in casual as anything and will pull up a seat next to Tala.
You can see my shoulders just lower by about an inch as you sit down next to me, like, oh, thank God she's going to take all the attention away and it'll all be fine.
Susie, as you come in, are you intending to draw as much attention as possible?
Of course. Whenever Allegra enters the room.
Persuasion, seduction roll, because we all
Let's
know what
go.
Using.
Roll G. Oh,
She
that's all
slips on a drip and falls on her ass.
I will cry. I will quit the stream if that happens.
Rage quitting Westeros.
Oh, and we are at 22 retweets. Thank you, fam. At 30, we will do 2 bones. 2 bones? 2 boons.
Okay, so that's a 19 total.
Okay, on a 19, Allegra opens the door and it creaks audibly. Everyone's attention turning towards it. And in she walks, dressed like queen of the hunt. Riding crop, I imagine, in hand.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And
She's
she's
at your heel.
paying no attention to anyone in particular beyond her sister, who she comes and sits next to. And Tala, you feel all the eyes just kind of swiveling back to the pair of you.
Oh no, this is worse. This is worse.
And she turns to you, Tala, and she says, are you going to introduce me to our friends?
Oh, I just assumed that you'd already met everybody. Everybody's heard of you. Gentlemen, my sister, Allegra Dorsey.
And she bows very politely with a nod of her head.
It is our pleasure, Lady Dorsey, to make your acquaintance.
So tell me, gentlemen, are you trying to get my sister drunk?
Not at all. We were making a toast to adventures and friends.
I see. Well, unfortunately, Tala doesn't have much of a head for wine. But I do. Cheers.
How much do you drink as you swallow?
Oh,
from the
God.
I don't think she downs it. She takes a very ladylike sip.
Okay.
I hear that in the back of your head. Samuel Webb. Do you know it's a poison?
No.
Something lights on fire.
Okay, so you take a sip.
Mhm.
Two friends and adventures. Velaryon joins in and takes a drink as well. Now that the toast is actually happening.
I say the words of the toast, but I don't toast.
So, has my brother told what we're hunting today, or did he give you his spiel about difficulties and challenge?
Your brother said deer.
Ah, yes, and pheasant. For those who are maybe not inclined with bow and arrow. Tell me, do any of you gentlemen prefer hawking?
And there's a glance exchange between the two brothers Wyl, as I will refer to them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that a sore spot? My apologies.
Not at all, my lady. My cousin enjoys all kinds of hunting.
Oh, does he? Quite the hunter, are you, sir?
My cousin would have you believe so, yes.
Tell me, what is the most dangerous thing you've hunted?
And
Yes.
he genuinely appears to think about it, and he brings his goblet up to his mouth and he takes a thoughtful sip. And his eyes drift to Tala, and then to you, and then to Velaryon, and then to his brother, and then back to you, Allegra. The thing that gave me the most trouble was the bear.
Oh. Really, a bear?
Yes, it was very hungry.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hunger brings out cruelty. And desperation.
That it does. That it does.
Shall we have another toast? Bastian
To what?
kind of listen. To good sport, Lady Dorsey.
To good sport. And she fixes him with one of those really, like, flirty looks.
Roll seduction.
She's just schmoozing. Oh, that's a 24.
She
Wait,
just
hang on. Hang on. That's a 26.
Okay. His eyebrows kind of jump a little, not expecting the comeback. And he doesn't quite blush, but he definitely drinks some from his cup.
I think Allegra, very quietly, I think Tala would hear it, does a little snicker as she takes a sip.
I'll squeeze your knee under the table. You know I'm holding in laughter.
And outside, the rain is beginning to soften. Slowly, all that remains are the drips from the beams and the stonework. Adeline, what are you doing as everyone is settling in the hall?
I think Adeline sees Allegra and just kind of like bends over and whispers behind her, "I need to talk with you." And she'll go around the corner. She'll make a head nod, like around the corner.
Mm-hmm. And Allegra will very politely excuse herself and give Asta the look of, "You keep our sister away from those fucking Dornishmen or I will kill you," as she gets up and follows Adeline.
All right, we'll go around the corner and she'll be like, "Glad I ran into you.
Why? What's happened now?
You taking part in the hunt?"
Of course.
Well, that's just fortunate, because there is anything I'd rather do than babysit a bunch of noblemen pretending to shoot bows. But same song. I got a missive from, guess who, our best neighbors, the Gaunts.
What? What did it say?
It was specifically to me that I shouldn't be at the. They know about the hunt, and that I shouldn't be there.
Why?
Bastards. They've been getting very, very, very presumptuous ever since our dear cousin got betrothed to them. They make these engagements. They make these little incursions into our land, and they prod endlessly, and it's only gotten worse.
Hmm. Well, then I think we put an end to that, don't we?
Yeah, and then specifically to me, I think it was.
Oh. Well, it's very unfortunate for the Gaunts then that your family and you go wherever the hell you please.
Oh, they signed it D. I'm pretty sure you know who that is.
Oh.
Friggin', why would they bring Danella's name up? Again. If anything, just debate me.
This is exactly why Tala can't marry into that God's forsaken family.
I don't care what it is. It's a trick or some effort to embarrass me. But I will not show fear. I will not. I will. If they show their faces, I will sure. And they start something, I'll fill them with arrows. I don't care if she's married to them or not.
Mm. Well, I would advise caution in that case. Perhaps maybe don't start a miniature war between us. But if one of them did say something terrible and your fist found his nose, then, well, I couldn't possibly stop you.
Of course not. I mean, it's all up to them. I intend on being on my best behavior. Oh, they shouldn't test me on that.
No. But you have every right to be there. They have no command over you or our lands. Scum. Does Asta know?
No, he doesn't know. It's a lot to deal with. This is a personal matter between us. They show up, they come on our land, then it'll be our problem.
Hmm. Well, I'll certainly keep my blade with me just in case. Like old times.
Yes. Well, certainly you haven't changed either. Saw you there.
Not a bit.
And one of your...
Madeline, can you do a command roll? A warfare command roll, please.
Oh, okay.
Fantasy Grounds might be having a blip. We are having storm issues.
Okay, I'll take the physical dice out. Alright. Warfare command?
A reminder that you do have a keep dice that chat have donated.
I will save until, like, things seem... I'm at least okay with it.
That's worse.
Okay, so that is... 12.
Okay. It's at this moment during the conversation that a runner comes in. They are soaked through with rain and kind of up to their knees with muddy splatter. You heard their horse come riding in, but you hadn't really paid attention to focus on your conversation with a laborer. And they kind of come rushing to you, but then stand back and alert, and their head dropped, not wanting to interrupt the conversation between you.
It's alright, you're not interrupting anything. What's business?
Riders. On the road. More guests.
Who?
Bearing what sigil?
They don't bring a banner. I came as quickly as we spotted them.
Where are they? How far are they away?
About an hour out on the road.
How many of them?
Half a dozen.
Well, then we should see our mysterious guests. Make sure they're not assaulted on the road from all the bandits. Escort them in. Can only be so kind here.
I'll take the riders.
I'll join you. Need some fresh air, anyways.
Let me know who they are as soon as you can, Adeline.
Yeah. I'll dispatch a running once we figure out who they are. I intend on not having unidentified groups of people coming in unannounced. Especially not today.
All right. Well, I will head back into the hall and save Tala. let me know how it goes, yes?
Of course.
All right.
Lady Dorsey.
And she nods. And she's going to head back into the hall.
And the spotter takes you, Adeline, down to the horses. You quickly mount up and ride out. What is your order as you proceed?
I think she's the one in charge, so she's gonna be out in front. Take a couple guards with her. Few that were gonna go on patrol anyways. Might as well have them warmed up. Before the hunt.
Okay. And is your intention to ride out to meet the incoming, or are you gonna watch for a while?
I think we're gonna watch for a while, figure out if they are a friendly house, something else, and then act accordingly. I think greet them if they're friendly, confront them maybe if they're not.
So you'll ride out to the high point where you can get a good vantage on the road. A convenient old boulder, some rubble kind of masks you there as a rider up on the hill, not wanting to be seen spotting necessarily. And I would like you to make an awareness notice check as you gaze down to the road.
Awareness notice, okay.
Any benefits that kind of improve perception would help you.
Cunning rank. Okay. That's what that is. Alright. So the first ones.
I love the sound of rolling dice. Makes me so happy.
And 1, 6. And then, alright, that is 14.
Okay. On a 14, with the eyes of a well-trained archer, you gaze down to the road and you watch the approach. And it's hard to distinguish a rider on horseback. They're men. They look generally the same. They wear riding clothes. There's no particular colours on show. But it's the horse you recognise. It's a horse from the Tremaine stables. This is a horse that belongs to the Bywater family now. It appears you have visitors from your family's family. If that makes sense.
Okay.
The Bywaters are coming to visit.
Well, in that case, might as well kind of casually ride up near them. Just be sure to be as open with our approach as possible.
Oh, I wasn't expecting someone on the road so soon. I'm glad my missive reached you. Aberon Bywater, Lord Bywater greets you.
Oh, missive. Uncle?
Did the messenger not arrive?
Apparently not. This is my surprise that your retinue is here on the road. We just came to check it out, and good news that you're here.
Well, just as it was a surprise to me that my favourite niece didn't write to tell me she was organising a hunt, but here we are. All's well that ends well.
I mean, it was a last-second hunt. It was, we're in the middle of training. We just got back from King's Landing, but...
Well, must make up for the fun we missed out on.
Yeah, well, Lord seems to have an eye for these things, and his decision, I'll agree with it. So, why don't we,
Do you
make
agree
fast,
with
and you... It puts a lot of hardship on the standing army. Guards and whatnot having to patrol, keep the area secure, escort the travelers in, but it's something we can't take care of. And it looks like the weather has cooperated a little bit. So, if we hurry up, we can
cautious
hit. We can
after Lord Aaron's death. You're being cautious after the Aaron's death. Very wise.
Yes, of course. It was a little bit of a scene, seeing it firsthand. Something you don't want to see when you go to the city, especially after the war and all.
Very strange gifts that Aegor River sends.
Oh, certainly. Stirring up trouble. especially once everything's settled.
Allegra is still here, I presume.
Oh yes, if we proceed, if we hurry up, we may be able to catch all of them before they've left for the hunt.
Very good. Lead the way then.
Of course. And we'll go.
The spotter kind of waits to see if he's to stay watching the road or to accompany you.
Ride. I'll tell them to ride a couple miles down the road just for Curse. We're supposed to come down here anyways. Just do initial route and then come back.
Okay. And the Bywater retinue kind of arrives as the Wyls grow restless, waiting for the hunt to begin now that the rain has cleared up. What do you all do?
I think as soon as the Bywaters arrive, Allegra's in full hostess mode. You know, she's like trying to get them sorted out. She's very, very like, warm and welcoming to her uncle. And she's doing introductions and kind of like side-eyeing Asta a little bit as she's doing it. Like, it's not my job. But yeah, she's trying to just get that sort of, she's trying to get the best atmosphere she can get going.
Okay. So why don't you make a status charm roll?
Status charm?
Yes.
Okay. I would like
position as Lady Dorsey whilst being charming.
Yes, I would like to use my little blue friend.
Okay, your little blue friend.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's an additional +1 test dice, Susie.
Okay. So that'll be 46. Drop 1.
Oh, that reminds me, I should give myself a little dice. There we go.
You have a little blue friend.
That is
If you keep getting bonuses for more than 4 hours, you should see a doctor.
That is a 16.
16. Okay, so Allegra does a good job of greeting everyone, introducing everyone, making sure the atmosphere is pleasant and fun. Is that a fair description? Oh, I just had
Yeah.
Thank you so much, whoever just bleep-flopped me. I heard it.
Guess who it was, Charlie? Guess who it was?
Thank you so much, James. A critical fail for Susie, a critical pass for Amelia. Charlotte should have fun with Dornishman.
Oh, God.
Right, so that's,
No.
So just for further explanation, in case anyone missed it, if you donate crit fails or crit successes for this game, they act as test dice, so they're either an additional test dice in the favor of the players or a reduction of test dice in not the favor of the players. So there we go. I've updated that now. Alright, so things seem to be going well. Everyone's kind of getting along, there's some friendly competition and almost banter. Bywater is on his most charming behavior as well as he greets everyone and acts as if he knows everyone, which is something that Admiral Bywater does in all situations, even if he doesn't know anyone. Asta, is there any action you would like to make during this time?
Probably yes. The moment the Bywaters arrive, Asta would probably go up to Abron, uncle, and before Allegra, probably, and would greet him. Oh, uncle, welcome. We were not expecting you, but so glad to see you here.
Yes, nephew. I understand my invitation was lost on the roads. Terrible time.
I am terribly sorry. This was a last-minute thing. I didn't think it would reach you in time, but I'm so glad that it did. The message, the news of the hunt. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Tell me, what is it we're going after? A bear? A boar? Shadow cat?
Sadly, no. We haven't seen any. We haven't had any sightings of dangerous creatures recently. We'll have to settle for deer and pheasant, I'm afraid. But
always good news when you don't see dragons across the field.
always funny, Uncle. But yes, that is a good thing. Anyway, I'm glad you could join us. Please, if you're around, maybe you can help and interact with our guests. You're so handy with that, so good with that. So always a pleasure to have you here.
Okay, so make a persuasion, convince, or charm to persuade your uncle to help you with the wills, which I'm assuming is your goal here.
Correct. Oh, so is Fantasy Ground not up yet? No.
No, not yet. Cursed storms on the horizon.
So there will be a 12 total.
Okay. He gives you another kind of enthusiastic clap on the shoulder. Well, I'll see what I'll do. I'm here to speak to your sister, but very well.
Well, isn't everyone?
Excellent horses, gentlemen. Talk to Asta about horses. Oh, if I told you the one about the pirates. And he scoops up one of the Wyl retinue and begins to tell the tale of the pirate he once met. Okay, are there any further kind of actions or scenes people would like to do before the hunt begins?
I think as we'd gone out to greet everybody, I'm assuming everybody is out to do that. I'd look at the gentleman who told me the weather was going to change, and I'd look at the sky and go, you really did have inside information, didn't you?
I told you, when you smile, it makes the sun come out.
I should definitely try that more often, and maybe you should stay around these parts a little longer. It's not been this pleasant for a while.
I will bear that invitation in mind.
Wide eyes again, rabbits in headlights. No, own.
Laugh at your panicked expression. Don't worry, my lady. I am not here to get you in trouble.
Oh, good.
I'm just here
I'm more capable of doing that for myself. I'll save you the job.
Oh, I am sure there is no trouble that you can get yourself into that you can't get yourself out of.
I do hope you're right about that as well as the weather. Let's find out, shall we?
To no adventures. And he moves down to his horse, which has been kind of watered by the stable hands, and he mounts up with a swing of his leg up and up into the saddle.
Happy hunting! With this panic grin.
And for you as well. We shall see who returns with the prize.
Is Lord Velaryon around?
He's kind of stood by the door, kind of staying out of everyone's way.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been.
I'd wander over to that and just put my back against the wall and go, thank goodness that's over.
I'm terribly afraid. I think it's only just beginning.
How so?
We've got to survive the hunt yet. And then
We're not hunting you.
Oh. No.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Are you a novice rider, or?
Oh, no, I like to ride. Not used to making a show of it, though.
Yes, quite. Well, I mean, on my own, maybe, but these occasions are always so formal. Little concerned I might make us look foolish, but let's see.
Don't worry, I think the Wyls are making fools for enough for everyone.
I couldn't possibly comment.
Well, you're wiser than I am, I guess.
No, I've just been corrected quite enough by my various siblings to know when I should keep my mouth shut. Sometimes, maybe. It's an ongoing learning experience.
Perhaps you'll teach me when your education is complete.
I think I might be very old by the time that happens.
Well,
maybe we can learn together.
Perhaps.
Or we could make a game of it. Well, you know, like when a bird, and I realize what I'm about to say, and now I can't think of a way out of this story.
Mm-hmm.
When people say it's good fortune when a bird, you know, on your, because then it's not so bad. So, last person to fall off and make a fool of themselves will have good fortune forever.
I
First
like
person to fall
sound
off.
of that, I think. Don't worry, Tala. I'm sure you won't fall off. I mean, Lady Tremaine.
Bright red.
He is also bright red. Your brother spoke most highly of your abilities.
Was he trying to sell you something?
Quite possibly, but maybe something that shouldn't be sold.
Oh. I think it might be both. It's probably just the horses. He's very keen that everybody should see what wonderful horses we have, and I cannot fault him in that.
I meant Jaime. The horses are ready. He looks as though he's being brought the horse that was chosen for him by Bryce.
Oh, good. Well then, to good fortune forever, I suppose.
To good fortune forever.
And I walk away from him just a bit too fast.
Okay, I'd like you to make an agility quickness test for me.
Oh God. Okay. Come on, Fantasy Grounds. Where are we?
I think it is still down.
Yeah.
Or it's back.
Agility. Hey, what now? Come on. That's better.
Ooh.
What did you roll, Amelia?
I rolled an 18. I
Oh,
want out of this conversation
so
before I ruin it.
Too quickly, but you notice the puddle that's right behind you, and you kind of elegantly jump over it.
Slow motion Disney jump.
Yes, very Disney princess, avoiding the muddy puddle moment.
As I jump over it, I go, oh, be careful of that one. It sinks a little in the damp weather.
Good to know. And you can see Bastian Wyl looking down, amused at you as you kind of cross the puddle. And which horse is yours, my lady?
Oh, you'll know him when you see him.
And kind of on you hear the call of Law from the stables, growing impatient as he's seen every other horse in the stable taking off. And this is the most grave and sore indignation that has been caused to his pride.
Mm-hmm. I searched my pockets. Have I brought anything sweet to sweeten him up with? Or did I forget because I was nervous?
Not because you were nervous.
Oh no!
You've been pretty much nervous since you left your room until this point, so I don't think it was in your mind.
What season is it?
It's the equivalent of spring, early spring.
Okay, tricky. Okay, well, this is going to go well. Are there any servants around? Do we have anybody?
Around. You've got
Yes.
stable hands, maids.
I'll pull whoever I trust the most to one side, and I don't suppose we've got anything sweet, apples, pastries, anything.
I could go and take something from the table.
Yes, please.
How many?
Just the one. The devil's cross today.
There's a fear that passes over the expression of this individual, and they hurry into the hall, reappearing moments later with we'll say it's kind of like an iced bun type thing. A bread roll that's been covered in this sweet syrup.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Just saved me a lot of embarrassment. Thank you. And I'll...
Good luck on the hunt.
Thank you. And without thinking about it, you too. And walk away going, why did I say that? Why did I say that? And try to elegantly but quickly get towards the stables.
Okay. You all are mounted up on horse and have your preparations set, your weapons in hand or strapped to you. Bryce has returned and he's given Asta the instruction of where the deer will be down by the river, which is the boundary on that far side of your lands. They've been spending the morning kind of pushing them there, although the rain has made things a little bit more difficult. It's kind of affected the scent that they've been using to persuade the deer in a particular direction. But the hunt is ready to go. Your uncle and 2 of his men are riding with you. You've got the 2 Wyls and their 4 accompanying men, plus Lord Velaryon and Tala, Adeline, Allegra, and yourself, Asta. So you have the option as well of hunting the pheasant. You have a rough idea of where they will be. Adeline would probably know where the spotters are set to chase the pheasant out from the underbrush. So you kind of have 2 options. You can go as a massive party down towards the deer. You can split and hunt the 2 things separately. What would you like to do?
Allegra is definitely interested in hunting the pheasant. She has her hawking glove on, and she's got Clay with her. And she wants to do a spot of hawking rather than hunting the deer. She extends that invitation to the others if they should wish to join her.
Mm-hmm.
Is Clay coming with you as well, Susie?
Yes.
Okay. Asta,
yeah.
What would you like to do?
I think after Allegra's suggestion, kind of try and read the mood, and if our esteemed guests are not very happy with that option, Aster will suggest, well, okay, you go, we'll go after the deer, but if they're excited by the idea, then I'll try and veer everyone towards the pheasant hunting.
Okay, so this will be an awareness empathy test to read the mood.
Okay. $17.
Okay, who in particular are you looking to read the mood of or impress?
Bastian, actually.
Okay. Bastian is very keen on the deer.
Okay.
He doesn't have any interest in chasing after flighty birds, it would appear.
In that case, sure. I mean, Allegra, you go ahead. I think I'll prefer the deer today. Whoever's feeling deer today, come with me. They should be down by the river.
I think Allegra gives a look to Tala, like, you should come with me.
Tala is very aware that she is being shown off at this point and doesn't know why, because she's in her mind making a huge pig's ear of it. So I think she'd wait until everybody else had decided where they were going to go. And then
I
decide.
think Lord Velaryon will say that he is more interested in the pheasant.
Allegra definitely goes, Tala, you should come with me. With her eyes, subtly.
Seeing this exchange, Aster would probably go, what say you, Uncle? Should we go after the deer as well?
Yes, much rather.
Ah, yes.
Feathers everywhere.
It's up to you, Tarla. You can go after the pheasants if you want.
I should. I look to Allegra, look back to Esther. I think I should stick with slightly smaller prey for today.
I thought you
course.
enjoyed the ride, my lady.
Oh, I do. You haven't seen how my sister rides.
Then perhaps I should hunt the pheasant instead.
Perhaps
As
you
you
should if you keep up.
Bastian laughs. Perhaps I will hunt both.
Perhaps. And Allegra just spurs her mount and just sets off, sort of over her shoulder, giving him a challenge to catch up.
And he'll kick his horse in the flanks. Make a riding test.
Here we go. This is what we're all about. Riding tests.
Okay, no, okay, I got this. Yeah, okay, bam.
Let's see if I can get this back up on stream.
Hang on, I can re-roll ones. That is a 16.
Very good, very good. 2 seconds, I'm just getting it back up for stream. So you kick your horse. Your horse is called Cinder, correct?
Cinder, yeah.
Alright, describe for me your ride out.
Cinder, for a start, is a sort of dark brown palfrey who has very elaborately braided mane and tail. And they spread out. She just kicks, and Cinder is a mare, and she speeds out into sort of the plainlands around. I imagine it's kind of moorlandy almost. And she doesn't head straight for where the pheasant would be, because she's clearly there's a small game going on here, right? So she's leading a merry chase, but she's not going too far because she wants to make sure that they can keep up, and she always keep an eye on Tala.
Okay.
Tala and Velaryon, she's keeping an eye on.
I think as you set off, just shooting Velaryon a little look, I'll watch you kick off and then just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then kick. Almost like I'm giving you a head start, like it's a running joke.
Okay, Tala, make me your ride check as well.
Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so...
I'm going to roll.
Ooh, 11.
Ooh.
R'hllor wins! R'hllor does nothing. No.
Alright. So yeah, that's exactly what happens. Is you count down and you kick, and he, her head, is it a she or he?
He.
He. And his head is just down, and he's munching the heather, just generally ignoring you. And you hear the kick as Bastian kicks his sand steed into action, and he charges off. There's a hunk of mud that's kicked up off the back hoof as he chases down Allegra. And Allegra, he is fast. The sand speed easily matches the stride of your horse.
Okay. Once they leave, I think Adeline's gonna go up to two of her guards, and she'll tell them, just keep an eye on them. Just circle around, make sure there's nothing. I want to keep their discretion, but I want to make sure they're safe.
What are we keeping our eyes out for exactly?
Anything out of the ordinary. Some of the large predator, people that aren't supposed to be here, that sort of thing. The usual. It is a hunt day, and you know who's out.
Very well. You get the impression they're not entirely sure what, the lines are for this is someone we should stop and this is someone we should let go. There's a lot of new people that have been invited here, but you have the impression that they're going to do their best to do what they think they should do.
You've done this before. Use your discretion. If it looks like a threat, make yourself known, and if it's hostile, deal with it.
Yes, my lady. And
get going.
Set off running on foot. They're nimble and quick, and they disappear off around a corner.
Good.
Velaryon Wyl, the scorpion, hasn't put his helmet back on for the ride. He's left it instead in the hall. And he watches as his brother chases down Allegra across the moor, and he looks to Asta. The deer or the pheasant, my lord?
I am feeling the deer, but as I said, you prefer the pheasant?
It is your land, my lord.
Let me assure you, the deer is gonna be much more fun.
Dear it is. And he waits for you to kind of lead the way.
Yeah. I do. I would assume that probably Asta would know a bit about the lands and would probably have memorized it. And if there's like an optimal way to reach the area from like an advantage point or something, then he would choose that way.
Do you have any survival specialty?
No.
Track or no? Okay.
No, this would be based on memory only.
Do you have memory specialty?
Yes.
Okay. So make a ride test, but add in your memory bonus as well.
Okay, so that will be, let me think. Yeah. Yeah. 17.
17. Okay, so you lead the smaller retinue now down. Oh wait, this got to go away. Down the path across. It's kind of like a steep banking hill down towards the river. It's the shortest, most direct route, and it's easy for you to traverse. But the rain has made this bank a little slippier than it normally is. And one of the Dornishmen has slowed right down as his horse is kind of fussing and not enjoying the ride as much as the others. But Velaryon is keeping pace with you, as is your uncle.
Good. Probably along the way, if possible, I would make sure to show off the horse as much as possible. Be it like small sprints, traversing like obstacles.
60 in 5 seconds.
Okay,
Yes.
for your display then, I'm going to ask you to make an animal handling train roll.
Okay.
See how well this horse takes corners.
Yes.
Westerosi drift, here we go.
Oh no. I regret everything. Ew, no. 2 ones.
Okay.
7.
So you are taking the horse through its paces, and you see up ahead a fallen tree, a large log across the branch, and you prepare to jump it. Only the horse can see something before the jump, and it stops, and it nearly throws you over its head. And I need you to make an agility check to stay on your horse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Agility, yeah. What is happening?
Oh no!
Oh no!
You are thrown from the horse, and there's a sickening crunch as your body kind of hits the log, and you are kind of laying over it, and the world kind of spins around you, and your hearing goes a little bit weird. And we're going to pan across
Oh god!
Oh no.
to Tala, Allegra, Bastian, and the small Dornish retinue that have come with you to hunt pheasant. Adeline will say you're on your way to join the hunt at this moment, as you've kind of been sending your men off and making sure everyone is correctly posted.
I did not see this. What just happened? Oh no. Oh, that's probably for the best.
Probably for the best. Well, maybe. Who knows? So, Allegra and Tala, you are essentially leading this hunt as this is your land. Allegra, I imagine more so. I would like you to make a animal handling hunt.
Okay. Ta-da. Wait, I have my dog with me.
You can also roll for your dog.
Ooh.
You can use the dog's stats as well. We're using the wolf from the back of the book, if you want to look
wolf.
Whilst he's looking that up, Amelia, is there anything Tala is doing as she rides out? Once she persuades more into action.
Yeah.
Actually, let's make a roll. Let's see how quickly you do persuade him. Let's have
Okay. Okay, this is going to be very much charm because forcing him did not work.
No.
So I'd lean down over his neck and go, I'm sorry, there are people watching. Don't you want to run? It'll be a nice long one. You get to show them all up.
You do have two of the little blue friends up in the side. Do you want to use one of those for a keep dice? Or you can spend destiny points, as we've discussed at the top of the show.
I think I'll just roll it naturally for now. I've got a horrible feeling I might need those at some point. Okay, so rolling. That. Oh, this horse.
Alright.
It's supposed to be my friend.
You try and charm him with the sweet bun, which he kind of takes a bite of and then drops on the floor in what you would disgust. And all the other horses around you are now leaving. You see Velaryon is kind of hovering, not sure if he should be following Allegra or waiting for you. It's kind of in that mid-distance of his horse has taken a few steps and he's kind of stopped.
Please. If you don't make me look good, they might put me on somebody else, and I don't want to ride anybody else. Please. Do I try again?
Use your birthday bonus dice on this, Millie.
Okay. So that is rolling an extra...
Just an extra bonus dice.
Okay, so...
As if you had another level in charm or ride or train.
Okay, gotcha. Let's say that in. So an additional drop, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Hang on. That's... Thank you, birthday dice. That was a 19.
Much better. So, persuaded by your words, you feel him kind of paw the ground with a leading hoof, and then all of a sudden he takes off in a burst and he blasts past Lord Velaryon on the road and pushes down towards Allegra and Bastion. He's a fast horse. And although the other two have had a head start, he is making ground. And you can hear the call as Nifan calls his horse to move because he's being behind.
And as I whip towards them, you can probably just hear me laughing because finally this is what I've needed to take the edge off everything that just went on inside the castle. This is home. This is better.
Susie, how did Allegra do on her roll?
It was a 15.
Okay. On a 15, you push down through the brush and the bracken, through a copse of trees and out the other side, and you pass the spotters who see their sign and they send their dogs out to chase the pheasants up and away for you.
I think she slows down definitely at this point. She's no longer leading them on the chase, and she's doing the whistles for Clay to run out and do his thing. She's in definite hunt mode.
And Clay runs out. Okay, so I have a question about Clay. Is he a retriever or is he a
hunter? Okay.
So he'll go charging out after one of these pheasants, and I'd like you to make a hunt roll for him.
Okay. Ooh. Good boy. All right, let's see. Let's see what he's got. Oh, he's an amazing hunter. That's a 23.
Oh.
Yes. Wow. And what happens then, we'll say, is he launches himself at a pheasant that's taken up into the air. They're ungainly birds, sort of feather. And he grabs one, but as he comes down, he lands on another that was about to take off. And he has two birds that are just fussing until he dispatches them for you. And it's at this point that Velaryon kind of catches up behind, along with Tala. Bastian watches. He whistles to Clay and kind of applauds him being a good dog.
And Allegra kind of turns in her saddle and says, well, my count's already 2. And she gestures.
My lady, you have an advantage. I did not bring my dog. And he actually pulls a bow that he's had strapped to his horse, and he notches an arrow and releases it, and I'm going to roll for him very shortly. And while I do that, Tala, what are you doing?
Tala is just focusing on the riding, and she'll kind of make eye contact with Lord Velaryon as they kind of draw neck and neck to each other and just grin, so happy, and then peel off to one side, and she wants to kind of flank around the opposite side to where Allegra is going to kind of drive them up and around.
Okay, so that'll be an animal handling hunt as well.
Okay.
Oh, I did that wrong.
Hunt, okay. No drop. Oh, for goodness sake, sorry.
It's alright, neither of us can type instructions.
My brain. What? I'm so confused. I'm going to try one more. So it's roll D, and then D.
Space, and then however many D6, and then however many you're dropping.
No dropping.
Okay, then just roll it slash, yeah. So just do slash die, and then the...
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay.
Yep.
12. Mediocre riding.
Okay, so you ride out and around to herd the birds as they scurry. There's a rabbit that catches your attention as it dives out of the thicket, chased by dogs, and it sprints back and forth, kind of red-haired and white-tailed.
I don't suppose I could do something completely stupid and showy.
I support you doing things completely stupid and showy.
If this is possible, I'm not even sure it is, but if the dogs are kind of moving it towards me and it's kind of doing that panic running, I want to kind of draw as level to it as possible and lean down in the side of the saddle and try and grab it by the scruff of the neck as it's running.
Okay.
Like trick rider move.
Yeah, trick rider grab. Alright, so this is going to be very difficult. I will preface this as it's going to be difficult. This will be, again, animal handling hunt, I think is the fairest thing I can offer you for this.
Okay.
But if you have any animal handling based benefits, they may apply.
I've got a ride specialty, which I imagine would extend to trick riding.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you use that as well.
And
Hello,
just
friend.
because this is showy as hell and I really want this to work, I want to use my final bonus dice.
All the
as
young-
well.
Okay,
The
so the
younger
ones up in the
Tremaines are
corner
showing off.
count as keep dice, Millie, so you don't have to drop it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so
Chat, I do see you. I'll reply to you very soon. We're just gonna get through this bit first.
Come on.
Come on.
Ah,
Oh.
mediocre again.
Alright. So you ride out Willing Relor, who is doing what he is told for a change, and you lean down out of the saddle and you kind of grasp air and you overbalance on the side of this horse and you slip.
Peak tower.
You are an experienced rider, so I will say that you don't get tangled up with your horse because you did roll a 12, but you do fall from the saddle and kind of end up in the heather and underbrush.
Oh, kind of picking heather out of my hair. Just, oh well. Pick myself up, dust myself off, and look at Relor. Like, would you like to try again, or is he run off? Where is he?
Relor does run for a short distance, but then will kind of circle back and around, walking to you.
I know. I'm sorry. I tried to show off. I'll stop. Shall we go? Fine. Hop back on. After you.
Velaryon kind of comes riding over to see if you're all right, having seen you fall off your horse.
Oh yes, fine. You have worse than that learning tricks.
Drop
and
something.
Here.
You leant off your horse. Did you drop something?
No, I was just trying to do something a bit showy. I should have known better. Need a bit more practice on that one, I think.
And he reaches across and he pulls a muddy stick from your hair and kind of throws it to the ground.
Oh, good. Excellent. Today's going splendidly. And then when he said, "Did you drop something?" I feel, is the necklace still on me? Because I'm suddenly really worried about that.
Up and you grip, and the necklace is still there.
Oh, thank goodness. Right, shall we?
Yes, I think we're a little behind your sister.
It's probably for the best. You catch up to her, she'll start thinking you're a challenge.
Good to know. Not someone I would like to challenge.
No, probably very wise. And at this point, I'm sort of trotting forward, like I'm about to start galloping, but I'm actually much preferring the conversation to the hunting.
Mm-hmm. And he is also kind of mimicking interest in the hunt, although it's clear he really doesn't know particularly what to do about it, and is just kind of letting everyone else get on with what they want to do.
Do you shoot? Or hawk? Or
Mostly static targets.
Much easier.
And he watches as Bastian hits a pheasant down out of the air.
Oh, good shot!
Thank you, my lady. And another for your sister. And he kind of notches another arrow and fires off. Go ahead, Tala.
That's exactly the kind of showboating I was talking about. Not my style. But if you don't want to shoot for a moving target, we can just help them. It's much easier, less likely to get yourself tangled up. Well, usually, as long as you're not trying to throw yourself off the side of horses.
Good fortunes forever. Wait, wrong voice. Good fortunes forever. There we go.
It's
Right.
you! I would have gotten away with it if it were...
Oh no.
Good fortune forever. Oh, well. And I look at the header like, let's see. And peel off sideways to try and attempt to at least appear useful.
Mm-hmm. And he follows you and he comments that he heard that white heather is very lucky. You should keep your eyes open for it.
I remember the bird story and just get a fit of the giggles and can't do anything else.
Perfect. Alright, Allegra, would you like to make another hunting roll? As
Yeah, let's do it.
catches up to your 2 pheasants.
We'll see. We'll see. 12. Ooh, not so good this time.
12. So you send Clay off into the field again, and he charges down a row. You're now in a farmer's field, although it's plowed but not seeded yet. And he's running down and in between the lanes that have been left by the till. And he kind of disappears into a hedgerow. And you can hear him barking, but you can't really see what he's up to.
She'll leave it for like a couple of seconds because he does that sometimes. You know, he'll disappear into a hedgerow and then come back with an animal. But if it's a little bit too long, she'll just trot up ahead to see what's going on.
And you trot up and he's barking. And you can see he hasn't caught anything. He's kind of stood there panting and he's looking down across. And you can see in the distance a fallen tree where a number of riders have now stopped.
She'll call Clay to heel. Do these riders look familiar?
They look very much like the contingent that set out with your brother.
Mm-hmm. Can she see Aster on his arse?
No, you cannot see your brother.
Okay.
You can see a number of the riders have dismounted from their horses.
And I think she'll over her shoulder to Bastion be like, "Oh, it appears we've caught up with the other party."
It would appear so. I wonder what has caught their attention. Surely not a deer already.
Well, there seems to be a fallen tree. Perhaps someone's had an upset.
Would you like me to ride out and find out for you, my lady?
She takes a moment. All right.
Don't worry, I'm sure I can catch up with you.
Mm-hmm. I'll be over here. Take your time.
As you wish, my lady.
And she fixes him with a little smile.
He'll hop the hedgerow easily with his horse and set down the bank towards the gathered group. And Adeline, you've also had time to notice this gathering down by the river. It's an unusual place for them to have dismounted, but there is a fallen tree there.
She's going to sidle up like, well, this is a weird place to stop. What happened here?
I'm afraid someone has had a fall. The scorpion calls out.
Well, where are they?
And the party move, and you can see the scorpion is knelt down beside Asta, who is kind of on the flat of his back.
Oh, okay. So at this point, Alan just jumps off the horse and is going to do the concerned parent thing of checking him. This is going to be embarrassing, but like she didn't see it happen. He's on the ground. She want to make sure he's not like super hurt.
Mm-hmm. Asta, I'd like you to make an endurance test for me.
Oh no! Here we go. I will use my bonus die and an extra keep. Can I do that?
Yes, you can.
We can't lose another brother. We just can't.
We have no other brothers.
Ooh, did you hear that, Jaime?
Ooh, hush.
The succession.
I'm now very distressed about it. I'm having a moment. I need my pen back.
Okay.
Please. Okay. 17.
All right, so Asta, you have sustained 1 wound in your fall.
Okay.
It was going to be a lot worse, but
This is how Henry VIII went out. Slowly.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure how important this is, but I'm sure it's bad.
It affects you in that it will give you a -1 test dice to pretty much all of your rolls until it's healed.
Yeah, cool. In that case, hear me out. Could I use my destiny point, a destiny point, to add a detail to the scene that might be able to salvage this stupid situation?
Yes, you can spend a point to add a detail to the scene.
So, what I was imagining was maybe what was actually beyond the fallen tree suddenly when I fall just like completely collapses into this massive sinkhole.
Okay.
And basically the way I want to spin it is, okay, if it wasn't for this horse feeling the terrain, would have been dead probably.
So what we'll say is when you hit the tree, it moves and it moves down, and you can see the other side now is a deep pool that has built up, and there's a mud kind of sinkage that happens. So it probably saved your life by not jumping. It's unfortunate that you couldn't stay on the horse.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Velaryon is reticent to help you up. He is concerned about your injury, having seen people fall a lot as a tournament night.
Sure. Could I stand up on my own, or does it feel like it's too much to...
You would be able to stand up. It would hurt a lot.
Okay.
It was a nasty fall, but you haven't like broken your spine or anything.
Okay, cool. In that case, look towards Velaryon, just nod and cautiously make my way up to show that it's not as dangerous as bad as he might think it is.
Okay, and then he'll reach out and help you the rest of the way up.
Oh, well, that was unfortunate. I kind of look at the massive hole on the other side, kind of pet Lordling. Lordling is the horse, by the way, in his white mane, and well, thank you. That kind of saved me. Could have been much worse. And then, well, I'm sure this happens a lot.
You're right.
I assume, could be worse, I think. Pat the horse again.
Maybe it was a lucky fall. That could have been much, much worse, right?
Yes.
Ooh.
Fortune is on my side today.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be up.
Perhaps fortune was on your side.
Yes, it was. Fortune and my horse. Well, anyway, I assume I'm in no condition to ride anymore.
It's not advisable. It would basically mechanically it's going to take you much longer to heal the more strenuous the activity you take.
Exactly. I think I have to retire from the hunt, but don't let this harm your fun. Carry on. We're in a prime spot. If you just go down here, avoid the hole, of course, you'd have an advantage point from towards the deer. That's why we came this way. I'll watch from up here, but go on.
Very good. We'll get the deer. Your uncle is kind of rousing the spirits back up, saying that you are on your feet and not dead, which was a very brief concern he had. Off we go then, Will. And Velaryon mounts back up, gives a look back towards you, and then follows your instruction along with Aber and Bywater and the 2 Dornishmen, as well as some of the Bywater men who came along. And they set off, and you can watch them go down to the hunt. Cool. Allegra, you see Bastian kind of ride out towards the group, and then something happens in the middle. His horse slows, stops. He calls out something in Dornish. and is replied to by his brother in a short, sharp, Dornish bark back. And he turns and he waves to you and then sets his horse back in your direction.
She acknowledges and waits for him to return.
And he comes riding up, kind of pushed up and out of the saddle as he hurries, and he says, "My lady, your brother has had a fall."
Is he alright?
He appears to be. He's back up on his horse, at least.
Damn fool, probably trying to do tricks again. He was never very good at them.
Perhaps you are more gifted with tricks than your brother.
Quite. Tell me, are you quite satisfied with the hunt, or do you wish to continue?
My lady, there is little satisfaction in things that are too easy.
And she
No
gives
offense
him the
to your
smile.
pheasants, but they are dull birds.
Yes. Not quite the blood-pumping hunt we'd hoped for.
No, not at all, unfortunately.
Well, it appears that Tala and the young Lord Velaryon here have things more than well covered. What say we go for a ride?
And he looks towards Tala, and then you make a persuasion test with whichever specialty you think is appropriate. I wonder.
I wonder what it might be. What she could possibly be insinuating with that tone. Let's. Okay. Oh, that's a lot. Hang on. I dropped a 1, so let me re-roll that.
Re-roll.
It's another 1, so 21.
Heroic in your seduction. Okay, that's me. So he gets a look to Tala and the young Lord Velaryon, and there's a half roll of his eyes, and he lead the way, my lady.
And she once again sets off like a race, like challenging him to chase her.
And he takes the bit. He is 100% chasing you down on his sand steed. Adeline, what would you like to be doing?
I think Adeline is now that like Aster is kind of has to stay at the wave side. I think she's gonna stay near him, but just keep a field of what's going on in the hunting grounds.
Okay. So looking around, you can see the pheasant hunt is rather successful. A number of the huntmaster's apprentices have a number of birds now strung up, ready to be taken back to be prepared for eating. The other party are now pushing down towards the river, and you can see that there are 3 deer down there for them, and Bryce is in the distance on his horse chasing the deer up towards to meet them. Scanning the horizon, I would like you to make an awareness notice check to check in with your spotters and the more concealed people watching this area.
Oof. Do I have anything that I think? Ooh. Notice Frank. All right, I can reroll 1. So.
Okay.
Good.
That was not very. 10.
You can reroll all the ones.
Oh, is it all the ones? Okay, that's okay.
So
I
actually,
believe so.
3
Or is
ones.
it only your notice ones?
Oh.
It depends what the benefit is, I guess.
Okay, what's notice? So it's just 10. All right.
Okay. So looking around, you can see a number of your men are on patrol as you'd ordered. But the thing you notice most is on the horizon, there are more rain clouds gathering. And you see dark bird forms scattering across in front of these grey rolling clouds, heading in the direction of Famine's Hold.
Is it going to be passing by us? Past the hunting grounds?
It does look like the clouds are rolling in your direction, probably off of the coast and inland.
Okay. Well, it looks like the good weather didn't hold for much long. It looks like, look at those clouds over there. Looks like we're going to have quite a bit of a storm in a little while. We might have to cut the hunt short, if that's okay with you. No sense in having everyone just be soaking wet and catch sick out here.
Ugh, this is stupid anyway. I don't know why I agreed to this.
Want to show off the horses? And looks like you did, although...
Yeah.
So you got a little bit too into it.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be fine. All right, let's. I know this is gonna be a little bit of a ride, but let's catch up with the rest of them, and then we'll turn around and head back to the hold.
Okay, let's go slowly. Ow.
I'll go. I'll escort you to the rest of the hunters, and I'll be sure to tell the other group.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's go. Can't waste any more time.
All right,
Is everything all right?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Everything's fine. It's just storm. Also, I'm afraid the gods. The gods.
Yeah. Look, I feel like maybe they're just trying to get inside your head. I mean, nothing happened.
Well, they always do. It's just now that they have the thought that they think they own this place because they're getting married to your sister.
Well, they don't. At least as long as I'm here. Well, let's keep it that way, huh?
Yes.
No more horse jumping.
At least not for a while, unless we get you
Yeah.
seen by a healer.
That would be good.
Well, at least you didn't hit that sinkhole, so let's wrap this up.
Yes. I'm afraid that would be certain death.
Maybe we can send the rider ahead and have a feast ready for y'all.
Oh yeah. It's probably
Make up for the lack of hunt.
I don't know, maybe the others did better. Maybe have some pheasant.
Allegra has clay, so they're just gonna at least we'll come back empty-handed.
I guess.
Alright.
Let's go.
Alright. I'll go slowly. Okay.
Okay, would anyone like to propose something that happens before the hunt is wrapped up?
I was just looking
saw
at
that.
Susie.
It's just a very wholesome ride through the countryside.
Susie, do you continue your seduction off screen?
Yes, but not to not to the end point, right? It's
Okay.
just teasing him. The whole, just making him work for it.
You're
Okay.
making him chase you around the playground.
Yeah.
All right, so make me one more seduction roll, please.
Okay, let's go. Oh,
Damn.
that poor boy. That's 23.
All right. So he's going to chase you all afternoon wherever you go. Very desperate to catch you by the end of it.
Oh God. This poor boy.
Just gonna come back winded. Like, what the hell happened to
See
him?
what you can get him to do.
Oh, Adeline knows what happened to him. She's seen this probably like 100 times. This poor boy.
Yeah, Adeline, you kind of round everyone up. They managed to bag a small deer. It's a little underwhelming, but it's still something.
Mhm.
Between Aberon and Velaryon. And they get that trussed up, and it's brought back on the back of the sand steed. And the pheasant hunt has bagged 5 or 6 of the birds, which is a good hunt by all respects, and will keep the house in meat for a good week or so, depending on how many guests decide to drop by in the meantime. You notice that Clay is here, keeping a watchful eye on Tala and Lord Velaryon, but Allegra and Bastion Wyl are missing, although, as you say, you have a good idea of where they may be. and it's not a cause for concern. Your spotters remain on the road and the patrols continue. You go back to Famine's Hold just as the storm breaks. Another downpour, although this one settles into a drizzle that will continue until nightfall. The Maester comes to meet you, Adeline, much as he had down in the village, only this time in the hall. Again in his hand, a small rolled piece of parchment with a familiar wax seal.
Oh, you seem to have a lot of news lately.
It is a busy time, my lady.
Yes, we've all been running around.
Should I discard this one, or would you like to read it?
Well, I'd like to read it, and then I'll figure out what to do with it.
As you like. And he'll hand it over.
Alright.
Asta, you're also given a note. It's just an update from Jaime to say he's arrived in King's Landing and will probably be staying for a number of days.
Okay.
Adeline, you unroll the scroll, and again a familiar handwriting greets your eyes. It says, "Meet me by the tree," and it's just signed D.
Just gonna keep this one. She doesn't quite know what to do. Think about this one. She's not as much angry as much as she's just like, what is happening here? Well, she has other duties she has to do. She has to make sure Aster is taken care of, and the rest of everything is...
The Maester is lingering, waiting to see if you have any instruction for him.
I thought you took the hint that you're dismissed. Usually head nod up and down means you can go, right? I'm pretty sure you have other duties to take care of.
And just expect me to visit you soon. Kind of wincing a little bit because of pain.
My lord, come with me.
Yeah,
we shall tend to your injuries.
Yes, please. Thank you. Go with him.
And the Maester kind of gives a snap to one of the maids, telling her to hurry up and make sure the guests are well supplied with food and drink, and that the hearth fire is well lit to warm the hall as the drizzle sets in and takes all of the warmth out of the place that had been here during the sunshine of the day. Tala, you and Velaryon stay together with the pheasants until Adeline collects you and brings you back with the rest of the group to the hall. Do you have any intentions for this evening?
No. I just want to not make a fool of myself. I've fallen off a horse already. My horse has refused to move. I'm going to play it very, very safe. Because as far as I'm aware, I don't know about Asta yet.
I think you would have been updated with Asta. He was there with the main group. He fell off his horse and was injured and is now being treated by the Maester.
Okay,
He'll live.
That would freak me out, though. That would absolutely freak me out. But I am very aware that we've already looked slightly foolish tonight, and I should probably not take any risks. I would definitely have rushed to see Asta, though, if I could have done.
Okay, so you find Asta in the Maester's quarters, where he's being tended with a salve of thick green sludge, kind of all up his back.
Oh.
Where he had fallen.
Gross.
It kind of stings. This is kind of like being covered in wasabi paste.
Oh no! Why?
It's like icy hot for Westeros, right?
Oh my goodness, what did you do to yourself? Oh, what's that smell?
Yes, it's
Pardon
quite
me.
pungent.
The Maester will kind of step away to wash his hands out in the well in the courtyard by his room.
What happened
Yes. was being stupid and I fell and it could have been much worse, but it's good. So it's
Same.
good. Wait, did you fall?
You
You
trying
okay?
to show off? Same as you?
Yeah, I think I'm a... Oh, wow.
At least I managed to escape without that, whatever that is on me there.
It stings a little bit. Good for you. Hey,
Oh, same as
look at
ever.
us. Future of the house, huh?
Oh, God, help us all.
Mm.
Oh, don't leave me here with all this. Please.
I don't intend to.
Oh,
How was it,
I
though?
won't dip
How was
for
the
any more
hunt?
rabbits. Oh, it was fine, you know what I'm like. Not really one for hunting, but it was very pleasant. Allegra seemed to have fun. With a slightly arched eyebrow.
Oh,
Doesn't she always?
yes, I guess. Well, it's for the best.
A very strange man. People
Which
who
one?
speak so... The Dornish. I've read all the books, but I've never met people before who speak so plainly and yet eternally in riddles.
They are very peculiar, aren't they?
Fascinating, but
I
scary.
wouldn't go that far. More scary than fascinating, I think. But that's our life now, I guess. Meeting scary and fascinating people. And make sure we survive, I guess.
Try not to pick a bit of heather out of my hair. Trying not to look too foolish in the meantime.
Well, I think today I took the trophy for that, so it's fine.
Well, I might beat you next time. Tradition, right?
I fully expect that to happen, yes. You know what? I think I just have a newfound hatred for hunting. Let's not do this again.
No, please let's not.
Okay.
Something more pleasant. I'm not
What?
entirely sure what.
Did you say pheasant? Please, no.
No! Oh no. No,
Good.
no more pheasants. I'll be sick of them by the end of the week.
Ah. Wow.
Did you have any luck?
No.
I mean, aside from the obvious. No.
Nothing. Let's see. But I don't think so. I think it's
Your
all...
ego as bruised as your back.
Probably more. Point at the back. This will heal faster, at least.
We'll get you there.
You live and you learn.
It's strange, isn't it? Having to do all this on our own.
Yes, it is. Still not ready, you know? So I don't know what I'm doing.
You and me both. But we do what we must.
If possible, in another world, would you change places with me?
No. Can you imagine me in charge of a family? We'd be dead in a minute.
Look, at least I think that you would stick to your principles. I'm not sure if I
Yes,
can say the
but
same.
Oh, yes, but I'd say the wrong thing to the wrong person in the wrong way by accident, and suddenly, ooh. No, at least you know what you're doing.
Nope, absolutely not.
Oh, I don't mean when it comes to results. I mean, at least it's deliberate.
Yeah, great encouragement, Tarla. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. Keep your feet on the ground for a change. You could have done with some of that this afternoon.
I know.
I just ever so gently prod him. Not where he's broken, but just next to it. See?
Don't. Okay.
See, that's me. That bruise, that's me. Just reminding you, you're human.
I don't know if I would have survived this long without these conversations, to be honest. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, my lord.
Oh,
Being so
milady.
formal. My lord. My lord. That stuff stinks.
It does. Get out of here. You don't need to breathe this in. I do, but that's on me, so...
Why does
go.
everything good have to smell and taste so bad? I'll run off. You're right there, Charlie.
I'm great, I'm good. I'm not 12. Please carry on.
Uh-huh.
So as you leave, Tyler, you see Velaryon approaching the room. He walks kind of stiffly. He gives you a polite nod, but his interest is clearly on Asta and his condition in the Maester's room.
I nod back.
My lady.
And I'll wander down the corridor, but listening to hear if the door closes.
And Velaryon will step into the room, Asta, and he does close the door behind him.
Excellent. I want to listen.
Okay. How are you, my lord? You are muted, my lord.
He's very ill.
Forgive me, it's because of this paste. It messes with my voice a little bit. Lord Wyl, I could have been worse. It will heal. Don't worry.
That is good. You took the fall well.
Yes. When you train and breed horses, you quickly learn how to fall.
When you are a tournament knight as well.
It appears we have more in common than that we would think of at first glance.
Yes, we both inherited our houses sooner than we would have liked.
And isn't that a sight to be seen?
It is something to be fought for, my lord.
It is. And I bet, like I do, you fight brilliantly every day and do the best you can. It is how
You
it
use
is.
a lot of flattery, my lord.
I apologize if this line of conversation doesn't suit you. I'm used to interacting with people in King's Landing, you see.
You are used to fellows like Bastian.
I mean, no offense, but yes, he does know how to work his way around King's Landing, doesn't he?
He does.
You know, I envy you somewhat. Being disconnected from here, close to King's Landing, needing to deal with this. If I was further away, maybe I would do things differently as well.
My father was murdered at Summer Hall. I'm not sure I would call that disconnected.
It is not. It is a tragedy, but at least you don't need to live nearby. I lost my father at Redgrass, and my brother, and then my other brother, turns out he's a Targaryen. So here I am, fourth in line, and somehow leading the house.
And where do you intend to lead it, my lord?
My goal is to make it grow and prosper. And once I have the annoyingly necessary funds, then we'll make our name as a just and fair house.
And until then, you will be unjust and unfair.
You know what your brother said earlier about hungry beasts? It is not completely a lie. What separates us from a hungry beast is we think, we care. We are empathic towards each other, at least some of us. But in the end of the day, all is hungry.
At the end of the day, I killed the bear.
You did. But if it was me, pretty sure the bear would have killed me. So I play a different game. In King's Landing, the bears are different. Smart and cunning.
Dragons
Deceiving.
is what is in King's Landing.
You give them too much credit. But yes, I would say dragons is appropriate.
You speak dangerous words. Give me your arm.
I do.
And he turns it over, and you haven't noticed, but there's a cut on your inner arm, and he takes some of the paste and plies it over the cut. Your maester is slack.
My maester has some issues. Perhaps a story for another day. If this continues, kind of points between each other.
I require horses. You have horses. There is a lot for us to discuss.
There is. Horses you shall have. And hopefully it won't stop there.
Perhaps not. And we will leave that conversation there and end our session here today. But I'd like to do a post-credits scene, cutting it to Adeline. The night has grown darker and stormier. The castle shakes as thunder rumbles overhead, and heavier rain begins to fall. But you still have that note, and you know the tree. It's a tree that you've met at many times. What does Adeline do tonight?
I think she spends a lot of night just kind of at candlelight, just holding the letter, kind of like, just like fiddling with it, just to kind of figure out what she's gonna do. And then she takes out some parchment and decides to write a note. She's gonna go see what this is about.
Okay. So what we'll do is, if you can let me have that note before next week, we will deliver that to whomever it is addressed to. I'd like to go around and we will do player agendas. We'll do a check-in. This is kind of how we figure out who's going to get some XP and how people are progressing in their arcs and if their arcs are changing. I'm going to open up the poll because we did hit our retweet goal. So one of these players will be getting a boon for their character. This could be narrative. This could be mechanical. I will work with the player to decide what it is. So keep an eye on chat. It will be ! vote and then the number of your choice. Just going to click the buttons. Let's go and check in with Allegra, played by Susie. How is your agenda going?
So the agenda I set was about Lord Velaryon, and then I ended up seducing Lord Wyl. So kind of didn't happen, but in some weird way, I've engineered a circumstance for Tala and Velaryon to spend some time together. So I think I'm kind of doing it.
I think you're working towards Allegra's goals.
Yeah.
Although you haven't worked towards anything for Danella yet, which is one of your bigger goals.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say you're working towards Tala's freedom from Gaunt goal.
Yep. 100%.
So, and you've made an ally.
A very good ally. Very eager ally.
Very eager young man. Thank you so much, Pandas, for that resub.
It's very useful.
Nuno. How did Asta do today?
Started terribly, but in the end, I think it was good. The last conversation, I think, was precisely the goal I set for him in the beginning. So yeah, I think that's done. Depends on how, like the size of it depends on how it goes next week. But like,
yeah, I don't think you've cemented the alliance or trade deal yet, but it's definitely the conversation's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. And Amelia, how did Tala do today?
Tala has definitely taken steps to avoid marrying Gaunt. Maybe accidental steps, but steps nonetheless. I think she's just as confused as ever about which sibling to trust. Because Asta's just kind of won her back with that last little scene between them. It was more like when they were kids. So I think that's still very confusing, especially as Allegra was like, yeah, come on the pheasant hunt. And then as far as Tala's concerned, she just fucked off. So oh, thanks, sis. You're so helpful.
Hey, you got to spend time with a very cute boy who picked heather out of your hair. I think I was a great sister, actually. So
you didn't know. You went there when my horse was just like, nah, mate. So 50-50 for Tala today, I would say.
I think that's fair. I think you're still working towards your goals, but you have achieved a kind of alliance with Velaryon today, and obviously working on your relationship with Asta. So that's cool.
They're adorable. And thank you for the birthday dice. Otherwise, I would still be sitting on R'hllor.
Yeah, still be on R'hllor.
In front of the castle, just like...
Disappointed trot back to the stable. All right, and Shauna, how did Adeline do today?
I think she did okay. There were no gaunts, thankfully, so it wasn't anything like that. But she did what she could to protect their household. I mean, she can't necessarily protect them from themselves. That's their own deal.
No. Yeah, I agree. I think you successfully protected the household. You passed your command rolls when you made those rolls. So you saw the bywaters coming, and you managed to keep everyone mostly out of the bad weather. So pretty good. I would say that's successful. So that is that. Let's go and have a look at this poll. According to my screen, it's 5 votes for Asta. So Asta, you will be getting a boon. We'll have a conversation about that.
Absolutely.
And Architect Origins did donate something that will be coming into effect probably next session. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you to everyone who did donate today, contributed towards the family's successes? Question mark. Here tonight. Don't worry, I will not be forgetting about the nemesis that lurk on the horizon, or those dice that are sitting on Susie's screen. They are there.
I'm feeling targeted.
Oh no!
I mean, it could have been a seduction roll. I'm just surprised.
I mean, if it was a seduction roll, I'd still be rolling 6. So, like, still pretty.
You gotta pick your battles.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you everyone who has been here in chat today watching, and everyone on the VOD or on YouTube. It's great to have you. Please hit a like. Please leave a comment if you're on YouTube. I'd love to hear who you think Tala should trust, who you think's in the most trouble after this week, and who is seducing who, which is the big question in chat. Let's go around and speak to our players. Let's find out where we can find them on the internet and their favorite part of today. And let's begin with the wonderful Susanna Grace.
Yeah, that's me. Hi. Hey. I loved today I did, well, it also gave me palpitations, but the Donishman flirting with Tala and Tala having no fucking clue, and then just giving them the perfect lines to like throw back at her in like a flirty manner. And every time she said something, I'm like, oh god, no, Tala, stop. Tala, baby, no, please. Shush, shush. Loved that. It was so funny, and I can't wait to see what Uncle Bywater wants as he's come to visit his favorite niece.
Sure has.
Surely can only be good things. Looking forward to it next week. But I am Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace. I'm a variety streamer who does video games, art streams, and tabletop RPGs. Find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace, and the next time you will see me will be tomorrow on my channel at 8:30 p.m. GMT for Grains of Truth, which is our Witcher tabletop RPG campaign, in which I play the lovely sorceress Isabel de Leoncourt, who is in a little bit of trouble and might murder a lot of the Church of the Eternal Fire. So that's going to be good. But yeah, tune in for that. As you do.
totally normal thing to do.
Yeah.
Nuno, I didn't kill you.
Yay! I survived! Apart from that, I really enjoyed every single scene where Susie was like, shall I push this person towards Tarla? Shall I keep them for myself? No, this one. No, this one.
Dance puppet.
Loved the dynamic of that. And I can't wait to see more next week, because if they all stay around, it's gonna continue. As for myself, I'm Nuno. You can find me online at jnunotex. And in 1 hour, 20 minutes, I'll be streaming Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, playing Kaerath Yuvitel Lenora IV Dilirandar in Eberron, a mastermind rogue. So if you want to tune in for that, it's twitch.tv/chromatic chimera.
Is he as good a mastermind as Asta?
Hopefully he's better, because Aster's failing a little bit, so let's see. but it's D&D, it's easier. I have plus 13 deception, works every time.
Amelia, birthday girl.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, I'm 82, you know. Yes, this has been the most awesome way to finish off a birthday. Thank you so much. I loved today. It was a shame Jaime wasn't there, but this was just such a laugh. And I love that Tala is very quickly, just because of how the roles have gone a lot of the time, and some of the role play, she is really quickly learning that if you just stop trying to impress people, stuff accidentally happens to you that's good. The second you start trying, it all goes horribly wrong. She's been great fun, and I love the little moments with them. I really like the moment with the maester, actually. Just that like tiny moment of like not trying too hard, which is just like, that's an interesting question, and it just perks his interest because she wasn't trying at all. I love it. I like that little scene at the end with Asta. That felt like childhood again. But yeah, that's me. I'm Amelia Taylor. Hello. I am a voice actor for video games, and you can see me on here again tomorrow night playing ex-Victorian dominatrix vampire, Lillian Whitlock, in Vampire the Masquerade Fall of London. So it's going to be a slightly different character tomorrow night. You can find me over on Twitter as Amelia Tyler, and here on Twitch, where I've now got emotes. I'm so excited they came through for my birthday, and now I've got ludicrous emotes.
I love it. Well, happy birthday again, and happy birthday again to Nuno. And let's move on around to the wonderful Flying Cirrus, who I want to shout out right now for doing the incredible character art you can see on screen. So if you like these, please go and keep an eye out for Shauna's commissions being open and grab them.
God, yeah, it was this was fun. Really wholesome hunt. I was preparing for the worst, and we just had a just that poor Dornish boy. Just that
poor Dornish boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I did like Aster's dedication to showing off the horses, even though it, willing to put his body on the line to do it.
Worth the destiny point.
Yeah, now I'm glad all the responsibility's out of the way, because now it's just bad decisions and running out and being irresponsible from now on, because I have no idea what's gonna happen with this letter. Oh, yeah. I'm playing serious. Yeah. Get the art, as well as the games I'm playing, including later on tonight at 8 o'clock on Onyx Path. I'm playing a little bit of a sneak psychometric gal who reads objects from her mind, who had a bad time last episode. Was Sailed by Streetlight. It's gonna be everyone's sad, broken. Should be fun, and did some character art for that too, so check that out.
Awesome. So there you go. That's where you can find us all. Please go and check out at Follow Black Cats and at RPG Webby to see what Sam is up to, whether it's with Modifius or with Follow Black Cats and the Spy Game, which is super exciting. Please do go check that out. We had it on the channel And you can see it over on their channel, and you can also see coming up on Thursday after the fire. So if you like Game of Thrones, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK, there is the sister campaign to this one if you'd like to check that out. If not, be here. We have a full week this week, as I mentioned at the start. Tomorrow, Fall of London. Wednesday, Zweihander. Thursday, Unhallowed Metropolis. And Friday, we have premiering Star Trek Adventures and The Haunting of Seawall Orphanage. It's a bumper week. We have all the stuff for you, and you'll be able to find it all eventually on World Anvil. I posted the link in chat. It will be on Discord as we update all of the campaigns. So until we see you next time, try not to roll too many nat ones, because we want to be there laughing when you do. Good night, everyone.